This will be a BC2 female round 1 match between the Indian competitor L.Ramajayam competing against the Chinese competitor Boccia. Warm-ups completed, and I'm Catherine Periak and my fellow commentator John Kavanagh. John, we're about to throw the jack.
Yeah, good afternoon, Catherine. Looking forward to this.
And I believe the determination of who throws the jack is a coin toss in the call room. Is that right?
That's correct. And so that's been determined already. Who was going to be red to go first, and then blue from the blue box. So just about to start. There'll be an announcement for the start of the match.
We can see the referees in position, awaiting the start to call.
So we can see right down the courts, and there's a couple of referees not quite ready just yet. So that's what's just holding things up a little bit. Still waiting for one court.
Four classifications in boccia competition. Here in Australia, we're very familiar with the BC3s who use the ramp, but BC1, BC2 and BC4 don't use ramps. They have their own method of throwing the ball. So we don't have any ramp assistance with these BC2 competitors.
Yeah, so in the classification, the BC2, they're not allowed to have assistance on court. Whereas in the BC1 classification, the players are allowed to have assistance.
And that would be related, John, to the higher levels of function of a BC2 than
That's
a BC1?
Correct, yeah. They have to be, BC2s have to be independent on the court. And you'll see that they'll move themselves around differently. Some use their feet, they can use their arms, just to manoeuvre and get their chair in the right position to throw the ball. So still we're just waiting for one court to be set up and ready to go.
We're here in the AIS Indoor Arena in Canberra, which is the capital of Australia, an inland town, roughly midway between Sydney and Melbourne, and thus specially set up as the capital city of Australia. It's not Sydney, it's not Melbourne, it's Canberra for our international visitors. And that's where we are holding this World Challenger event. Now, a World Challenger event is the beginning level of the international competitions?
That's correct, and then it goes on to World Championships and then on to Paralympics.
Here we go.
So we're about to start. So Mo's gone with quite a short jack ball, so she will now throw the red.
Whoever gets to throw the jack also gets the first ball.
That's correct. So her first one is quite a good shot. It's blocking blue, blocking the jack to the blue player.
That's something that I've learned a lot about, is that concept of blocking, but she still managed to sneak in there.
Yeah, with that red in front, it's a distraction. We call it a distraction because they've got to get past that to get the ball on the jack. And depending on the strength of the players will be determined whether they just now try to place the ball, which is what she's done, to hold the shot.
So Lakshmi, as the athlete who was furthest from the jack at that point, was taking the throw, but now we will have the Chinese competitor Mo.
I would imagine she'll attempt to knock that red up. I think that was her intention, just went to the right.
flashed just a centimetre too much to one side. Total of 6 balls for each player.
So she had 2 drives at it to knock it up and just went for a placement ball. I think she still should be going to knock it up, and that's what she's done.
Exactly.
It's a good shot. So with the red in front of the jack, that's ideal. It's again blocking.
And now blue. And we have some overhead throws.
Yeah. So she was able to knock the jack back onto her blue. So Mo would.
This is the last ball for the red player, for Chinese competitor, I think.
Yes, Mo's. It's her shot. She's just asking the other player to move back a bit, so she's got a free throw at the ball. So she's knocked the jack back, and I believe that she's probably holding 2 shots potentially from where I sit. And with that red ball being in front of the jack, it's very hard to try and get somebody down the side. Good effort. Just trying to push that blue down past the red that's in front of the jack and to hold the point.
One more for her. One more for Lakshmi from India.
So we'll now just wait for the referee to indicate the score, and it's score is 1 to red.
And we play 4 rounds, don't we?
4 ends, yes. So they get to all get to throw the jack at least once. The only time that would change is if, when in the process of throwing the jack, if it doesn't go over the V line that we see there, it is then passed on to the next player to throw the jack. Try to avoid that at all costs.
There's a 1 minute break, I think.
Yeah, 1 minute break for the coaches if they have to come out, talk to their athletes.
Put the ball, recollect. The coaches have to collect the balls.
Yeah, we've got
to
give them something to do, I always say. But in the so after that minute time, they'll call time, and then it'll be the blue player to throw the jack out.
And that's because red went first.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, John. Lots to learn. A very, in one way, simple game, but incredibly complex.
Very
tactically.
Tactically it is, and it depends on the strength of each of those players. The game tends to be played very short these days, but every now and again you'll see someone throw one long if they're nice and strong and try to upset the rhythm of their opposition.
So quite a short ball there, but out to the side.
Yeah, so in coaching terms we'd call that about a 3.5 metre to 4 metre jack.
And they are able to throw it all the way to the other end as long as it's within the lines.
That's correct, yeah.
But they've chosen to go short.
Even though she would be disappointed that the ball isn't close to the jack, it is slightly blocking. It does play on players' minds if the ball is blocking the jack. That's a lovely shot. That is a really nice shot.
Yeah.
It's right on the jack and blocking our blue player. The referee's indicating blue will now continue to keep going until one of their balls gets closer, but it'll be very hard with the strength.
And the athletes must remain within that box that they're
Yeah, in the
sitting
action of throwing, they must be within the box.
Does that include their feet? So their feet are off the
No,
ground?
just the wheels,
Just
as long
the
as the wheels are in the box. So the box is 1 metre wide and 2.5 metres deep, so there's lots of room for them to move around in. So he continues to throw the blue balls with that jack, with the red on the jack, really holding that position.
So the competitor from China could choose to stop here, or she can continue on.
Yeah, I think there's no real danger to her. It is worthwhile continuing to try and get more points. Those blue balls that are sitting in front work as a barrier also, so it's not easy to get the balls through the gap there.
And of course the risk is knocking your own ball further away and leaving the jack up on the blue.
Now that's a really good shot. From my angle, she may be holding 2 here now. So
did the referee indicate then how many?
Yeah, I couldn't see it from my position, but from where I'm looking at it, I think it might be 2. So one more from Mo. Oh, nice shot. She's done a jump shot and was able to drop it over onto her red. 3 for red, Mo. That was a very good finish for that. That last shot was not always easy to perform. It was a good shot.
High quality athletes competing here, even though it's a lower level competition. The athletes are often quite highly ranked. I haven't checked the ranking list to see where Mo is ranked. But, you know, we have world number 1, Dan Michel, competing here, so it's not closed entry.
No, and it's good to see all the countries coming over to Australia. We get an opportunity to see the best players from our region and some new players, coming from New Zealand. Some new players to the international area being classified. So it's good to see our neighbours from across the ditch coming over and playing.
And this is really the beginning in one way of qualifying for the Los Angeles Paralympics, because you need to get a ranking that's high enough to get you into the events that'll eventually be the qualification events.
So from this event there are ranking points available.
And H.Ziaoqing.
So it's her jack again. So the score now is 4 to Mo to 0. Again, she's gone with that nice short jack ball. And it's gone a fair bit. She wouldn't be very happy with that one. She's shaking her head and saying, no, I don't think that's what I wanted.
Shows that they're human.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks quite easy to a certain extent when we're sitting here watching it, but it's far more difficult.
As soon as you and I go out there and try and do it. Yeah.
So he's called that blue, hasn't he?
So it's a red to go now. So Mo would be, after that disappointment of that first ball, it's the referee just indicating to move back in a box so that Mo's got a good throw at it. I think the players, there was a bit of confusion about who was to go next.
I also thought they might have been going forward to have a look, which is something else they're allowed to do.
Yeah, in their own time. So it's red to go again.
So still blue is the closest, as called by the referee.
So from where we sit, it's quite a distance from the jack, but sometimes when they're sitting in a chair from behind it, it may be a bit closer.
That was an interesting choice of shot.
Yeah, I think she was trying to knock the red up.
Which she's now done.
Yes.
And got 2 at least.
So should be holding the one red that's in front of the jack at the moment.
So now Lakshmi will continue. She's only thrown 1 ball so far.
She may attempt now to try and push that blue up. She may have just nudged it close enough. The referee's going to measure it. It's quite close between the red and the blue there, onto the jack.
And they measure from the closest point of the ball to the jack, don't they?
That's correct, yeah. So if you're refereeing, you'll tend to go and measure the one you think is the furthest away first, and then he would say that he would indicate that the blue, I believe, would be closer, and he'll...
Yes, so red to throw, so that means blue.
So if it's really close, the referee will measure the one that they think's the furthest away. I did believe... Yeah, nice shot.
And she's really pushed up there.
By pushing it up there now, she's making it really hard for the blue player. And that's the advantage of being in front of the jack. If you're out the back, sometimes they just don't play any scoring points.
Almost hit her own ball up, which was what she was probably trying to do there, the Indian competitor.
Trying again.
To knock the red out the way, possibly, as well.
Yep. She has the last ball. So there's an opportunity now here for Mo to pick up, and I think she's holding, well, it's holding 2, and she'll have a go to see if she can roll one down the side to
quite a bit of open space there, isn't there?
Yeah, a little, because
that.
We always say you only got to get one closer than the closest blue. So that's what they'd be thinking about. And she's not happy about having knocked that blue up.
He's called.
It's called for one red. So she held her breath there for a moment. I noticed she's smiling back towards her coaches, as if saying, "No, that wasn't my intention." And the coach has got a smile on his face too, so that's good.
Fortune smiled that time.
Yeah, certainly did. It's the game of boccia where they're enjoying themselves, and when you don't do a shot that you intended, you can still have a smile on your face and joke about it.
So we're 5-0.
5-0, one in to go.
And with 6 balls,
easy
balls to turn that, well, not easy, but possible.
There was a match earlier that I was watching it went to the last end and the player had to get 5 to go to a tiebreaker, and got 5 shots on the last end. So I've learnt when I'm commentating not to predict the end.
It's not over till
it's
the
not
last
over till
ball's
those
gone.
last balls are thrown. Yeah. I've got me into trouble a few times. And the advantage of the live streaming, it gives, especially in Australia, the public to be able to see these matches, see the replays.
And I'm sure the players go back and watch them carefully,
Yeah,
or if
yeah.
you're going to be competing against one of these athletes.
We get feedback all the time that it was wonderful to see players playing in Australia. And that's a really nice shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked just at the first game that we live streamed, which was the first game of the tournament, and there were almost 200 views already.
Is that right?
Before I ate my lunch today.
No, that's good. And it's making the public aware of how special the game of boccia is. It's so inclusive. And the skills that they develop.
That's a
nice
shot.
Yeah, so she's knocked the blue out, gives her now an opportunity to roll one up onto the jack. So in this competition, you'll see the number 1205, so Mo would be ranked 5 for this competition. So the idea was right, just the ball went just a bit too long.
And Lakshmi's 1203, so does that mean she's ranked 3rd?
Yeah, ranked 3rd in this competition.
BC2 competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is a number of new players that are being classified for the first time internationally at this event. I'm not sure who they are, but sometimes the ranking number doesn't reflect on their ability.
That jack's very much blocked, isn't it, by the red ball?
It is blocked, yeah. And there's two, one at the back and one at the front. It's going to make it very hard for blue to score.
And this is the 4th and final end. All or nothing for Lakshmi, with Mo holding the upper hand at present. Big strong ball there, just slightly off target.
It goes out of court, so the referee will place that back in a courtside box. In this game particularly, there's no waiting around to throw.
And the young gentleman standing just behind them in black, he's one of the referees as well?
Yeah, so he'd be a lines person, making sure that the players are inside the box. Now, if for any reason the player throwing the ball, if their wheels are not or on the line or not inside the box, they would put their hand up and let the referee know, and then the penalty would be coming from that.
So if it was me playing now, I'd be incredibly nervous about knocking things backwards.
Well, again, the no danger to the two red, because they're both touching the white. It'd be almost impossible to. It's worthwhile if you wanted to get more points, or just accept the 2.
Is there an advantage to her to get more points?
It could be on a for and against later
to
on.
Determine who goes through to semi-finals and things, yeah.
But I don't see any danger. She's worthwhile having a go.
Perhaps trying to move that other red Might have been the intent there.
Yeah, and we call it a ricochet ball, so maybe coming in off the red onto the jack to get one closer. Again, we talk about as long as the reds are closer than the closest blue. It's sometimes I just focus on the jack and not the shot that will get them an extra point. So there, all balls are played now. So referee will indicate the score, and that would conclude the match. 2 for red, and so that makes the final score would be 7 to Mo as winner of the match.
So Boccia wins the match 7-0 to L.Ramajayam. Thank you, John. That was a very fast match.
Well, that's one. Yeah, we've got a quick one just then. So, and looking forward to the rounds coming up.
Plenty more to come. The next match, if you want to watch the next match on live stream, is due to go at 2:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It is now currently coming up to 2:20, so about half an hour we should be back with the next match, which will be Dan Michel, Australia's world #1 and Paralympic silver medalist. He's later. The next match is again an Indian competitor, Anjali Devi, versus from Singapore, H.Ziaoqing will be the next match on this court that we will be live streaming in approximately half an hour. BC3 females, and then at 4:10 p.m. Australian Daylight Saving Time, Dan Michel from Australia, world #1 Paralympic silver medalist, will be playing New Zealand competitor Max Weimer. So 2 more matches in day 1's competition.
Thank you, Catherine. And,
Thank you, John.
And we'll do it again later in the week. It's almost like a game. You can't make commentary like that because, like the open class, they just pick it up throwing it. So you never see it thrown like that. So I think the wave was led by the Chinese.
I love how in Boccia